You only need to look at the last few GoPro cameras and their competition to see that companies have realized that action cameras need to do more than shoot action. And the same is true for the new GoPro Hero 11 Black. First, let's be clear, in terms of appearance, there is only one difference, and that's quite literally the one printed on the side here. Given that the Hero 10 was already able to shoot above 4K, it seemed a little greedy almost to expect even more resolution this time around. Instead, GoPro's proprietary Super View mode gets a boost up to 5K and a little more slow-mo in 4K. But that's about it for the existing video modes. Still images, however, receive a solid jump from 23 megapixels right up to 27, which is nice, but I've never been too sure about who exactly uses their GoPro for pictures, especially when you can grab frames so easily. There is one important hardware change though, a new larger sensor. The way it's been implemented though doesn't translate to better low light performance, unfortunately, which still remains something of a weak spot for the GoPro line. Instead, it's all about flexibility, which leads us neatly on to the next two features. First is 360-degree horizon lock. Horizon leveling was already pretty good on the Hero 10, but now it's unbreakable. If, like me, you're prone to wonkily mounting your camera, this is a godsend. It's only available in linear mode for now though. Of course, Insta360 already had this in its camera, so it's great to see it here too. The second and possibly bigger advantage to this new taller sensor is something called full frame recording. Now this isn't a camera mode per se, although you could use it that way if you want. This is more about recording absolutely everything that the sensor sees and then punching out the aspect ratio that you want after the fact. With full frame, you can shoot once and pull a 4K 16:9 video out for YouTube and then a 9:16 video out for Instagram, all with no loss of resolution and even with different framing if you wish. I really enjoyed going out for a ride and not thinking about my framing, just punching out two different videos once I got home, one at 16:9 and one in portrait, and it definitely got me thinking about other cool things I could do with this, especially as you can change that framing every single time, like being able to get different perspectives from the same shot. Be warned though, you might find yourself having to think kind of backwards. The first time I used it, I did a little intro to camera and I kind of positioned myself filling the whole frame. Now of course, when I came back home and started punching out the videos, I realized that portrait mode was going to give me like a little bit of a weird crop. So that was something that I had to bear in mind. Keeping things frame related, there's a new HyperView mode, which is essentially everything from the 8:7 sensor squeezed into 16:9. And you absolutely won't want to use this on everything, but the super wide angle really made my modest skate rides look and feel much more intense. And the sensor speed and proximity dials up the pace almost like a racing drone shot. There is a trade-off though, the scenery will be extra warped and it can feel a bit like you're in a 90s first-person shooter game at times, especially if you're someone with a lot of geometric lines, so proceed with caution. GoPro image quality has come a long way in recent years, and while there's no real change this time around, colours do seem to pop a little bit more without the slightly oversaturated look of older cameras. So now once you finish shooting, the Hero 11 Black isn't done. GoPro is heavily promoting the introduction of automatically generated highlight reels. Now the idea is pretty simple. You get home, you plug in your camera, connect to the Wi-Fi as long as you have a GoPro subscription of course, and then it will do the rest, delivering you an automatically generated highlight video. Now this isn't something we were able to test at the time of recording this video, but it'd be interesting to see how well that turns out. You might be getting a vibe here that this is more of an iterative update, and I'd be inclined to agree with you. Something that we can talk about though are the new night time-lapse modes. There are 3 in total: star trails, light painting and vehicle lights. All 3 are pretty self-explanatory and they add some welcome additions to the standard time-lapse options. But I'm going to guess that these aren't really things most folk will be using regularly, though they can make for some good creative filler shots. In better news, GoPro now includes its longer lasting extreme weather battery as standard. Battery life has long been something of an ongoing challenge for the Hero cameras, especially as they offer more power intense features. So I'll take all the milliamp hours they can offer. Each time I took the Hero 11 out though, I was averaging about an hour and a half of constant usage. That's either recording or connecting to the camera with my phone, or often both. That's actually not bad given I was testing all the most power hungry features, so you can reasonably expect nearer to 2 hours of life under less intense sessions. And that sort of sums up the GoPro Hero 11 Black experience. It's better and it builds on an already very capable platform. But if you own a Hero 9 or a Hero 10, honestly, there's no real need to rush out and upgrade unless one of the new features solves a personal pain point. When you factor in strong competition from the likes of DJI and Insta360, both of which have new rivals in their lineup, the arrival of the Hero 11 makes this possibly the best time to be in the market for an action camera